everybody to our Empath Weekly. My name is Bryndis and I'm an energy coach and energy healer. Okay, this is the energy update for empaths and energetically sensitives for this next week, 45, 3rd till 9th of November. Ooh, can you feel it? Okay, so yesterday was Halloween here in the United States. And there was a massive shift that happened towards the end of the day. I don't know if you could actually feel this. Now, those of you who have been working with transCODES on these energy sessions that we do here almost every day, we could feel this in our sessions live, really. But most of us are really trained in how to read our energies, how to read other people's energies. And so for the collective, which is the reflection that I'm doing here, these inputs, these insights usually come a little later. What was this boost about? So in the energy forecast for November, I've mentioned it already, lots of new downloads are coming in. And so your life force is rising, guys, but you got to be careful here. And let's talk about this a little bit, because with this is also another challenge. So I called the energy update this week life force rising, but I should have really called it challenge yourself. Okay, so with this life force that comes in, and those of you who are familiar with chakras, you know what this does. Okay, it really speeds up the energy. Okay, it speeds up, you know, all your energy centers. And for those of us who've been in a slump here these last months, you'll feel that this is different now. Okay, you'll feel a bit more strength, you'll feel more power physically especially. But you got to be careful here to not really go overboard with this, because part of, you know, us feeling a bit more powerful is also us going back into our ego. And you know, the death of the ego, which was very much the theme of last week, last 2 weeks, you know, can still get hold of you if you are not willing to really let go what you are holding on to as far as what you identify yourself with. Okay, so you're gonna have to go into this remembrance of who you truly are, even if you have lots of money, even if you feel very strong, even if you feel very empowered. If not, then there's a tendency for us to go into this lower vibratory expression of self, and that is typically called the ego. In other words, you know, we may become a little aloof, or, you know, withhold, or, you know, try to protect our stuff from others and not really being willing to be open. So we got to be careful with this here this week. Yeah, so this boost of energy that is coming in right now, this first week of November, okay, will be cool for us, but it can also kind of drive us into our old habits. And here you got to be a little careful, guys, okay, as I've tried to explain. It can pull you into your old self, thinking that everything is okay, nothing needs to be changed, you know, and maybe some of your grumpiness habits, or, you know, sort of not really feeling like you need other people, or you know, you want to interact with them. So be careful there. If you are more on the other sort of end of the scale, you know, where you feel very frustrated through this, and the stuff can't come out right, then you know that you're not alone. This whole week will challenge our ability to release, our ability to let go. Okay, and this often, you know, doesn't really or isn't really visible for us when we're dealing with the dark night of the soul, as we have the last week. But and when we feel better, then you know, it's all about releasing this excess energy. So you can see with this boost, with these downloads, also comes the need to knowing how to release your excess energies. And many of you know this on my website. I have a link where I demonstrate something that I call the I am breathing. It's a very simple breathing technique, but it's explained on an energy work level, and it shows you how and where to release energies more efficiently. Okay, so challenge that part of yourself this week, okay, and really look into, you know, what has actually changed. I would recommend to go back to October last year, all the stuff that came up last year, you know, towards the end of the year. Review all that, you know. Have you really done something to change that? And if so, are these changes really taking effect? Are they really moving you forward? Are they really liberating you from these old habits or the karmic patterns or some of your abundance blocks? Or was it more like half-ass and, you know, getting back into your complacency? Okay, this you gotta really watch. On the other hand, we have to accept that there's a lot of change already happening, and you can see this. There's this midterm election craze here in the United States going on right now, or where you can see that just from like 2-3 years ago, the situation has massively changed here in these past years. It has changed how we order goods, how we buy things. Retailers are dying left and right. Amazon has taken over the world basically, okay? And we are opting in for this, okay? We want this instant gratification. We want our order to be here, you know, the next day, preferably even you know, within a couple of hours, okay? So we are the driving force after all that allows the system to justify these things. And part of the reason why this is a week here where I expect people to come up with an identity crisis of some sort is because of what we accept and what we justify and what we defend, guys. You energize what you defend, what you justify, all right? And this is what you identify with. And many of you are not 100% clear yet as to, you know, on what end of this scale you're standing. When it comes to, you know, like us really evolving into this new reality, as I called it in the energy forecast, okay, then we really need to let go of these things that pull us back into these lower vibratory expressions, you know, these ego habits that we have where we think we've got it all in control. So there'll be a little bit of fight or battle within you here over who is in control. And I'm telling you, you are not in control. You have been programmed to liking all these things, you know, such as technology and second day delivery and whatnot, okay? But it is changing the world, okay? And not always to the better. Spiritually, you know, this is going to be a very interesting month, as I mentioned it in the forecast. And so we can already feel the beginning of, you know, it's like a resurrection. It's like it feels like a phoenix rising in us, okay? It's like a reinventing ourselves. And this requires us to really shed, to really purge, you know, all these old identifications. And yes, sometimes this can mean that we are, you know, done with our relationship or that we are done with this job. But this doesn't mean that we have to like cut ourselves off from everything. So withholding, you know, is a part of the other end of the scale, you know, that be too much, that be too extreme. So you got to learn how to release and how to express, but at the same time also be willing, you know, to share, be willing to be open, be willing to be vulnerable, be willing to interact with others. This is a really good month for meeting somebody. And this following week, I want to predict, is probably where you really set, you know, or pave the way for this. So whatever you start new here this next week will have a huge effect for the next year, okay? So be social, go out, you know, and allow yourselves to open up for others, okay? You are an individual. Yes, you are the sovereign of your soul, but you're also a human. So this identity crisis that I mentioned here that is coming forward also relates to us as humans altogether, this human identity that we have, and all the flaws and all the temptations and all the limits or limitations that come with them. Collectively, guys, you know, like you know, on a global scale, I'm actually expecting more releases of violence here for this week. So release is release, okay? And people who've never learned how to release energies in a healthy way, or you know, in a advantageous way, all right, they will have to resort to a really explosive type of releases. So that's the sad part about this, okay? So as far as us as individuals is concerned, you know, each and every one of us who learns how to deal with energies, who learns how to read our own energies, how to become a co-creator for our life, you know, and consciously manifest, we are changing, you know, the world with this. So if you are concerned about the planet, if you're concerned about you know, the oceans or whatever it is, then consider that by you changing and by you not accepting those things that limit your freedom, okay, or not participating or enabling it, that you are holding the field for millions of people, okay? So understand that saving the world has nothing to do with going out and becoming an activist, but has a lot to do with, you know, how true you are to yourself, how much you can trust in yourself, and perhaps even, you know, feeling this energy to share, to, you don't have to be an expert in anything, you know, to create your own circles, you know, to start something new, like a meditation group, discussion group, you know, something that basically makes yourself available, that creates an avenue, you know, for others to find you. In business, of course, and you know I do energetic business coaching, this is a really important time for marketing right now, and accepting, you know, how technology and how, you know, stuff with our attention span and so forth have changed, and how we need to differently approach how to carry our services into the world. So this week, guys, it's all about challenging yourself. Use this boost of energy, okay, to make something with it, okay, to do something with it. It's a great time, okay? Ask yourself, as self-coaching tips here, did I really liberate myself? You know, look back 1 year. Or was this just, you know, sort of half and half? It's okay to do compromises or to work on transitions. This is the time right now to work out these strategies, you know. How can I make a transition in my life from here to there, wherever it is that you have decided, you know, that you want to go. But also express that where you want to go, you know, that's really important. Then a big self-coaching thing that will help you to get past your own sabotage cycles is what I choose, I identify with. Okay, so you got to understand that every time you choose to be on autopilot, every time you choose to be complacent, every time you choose, you know, to you know, you're identifying with this. This is your alignment. And for an energetically sensitive person, this means that this is your energetic identity, okay? This is how other energetically sensitives see you. Not by what you say, but what your alignment is. And what do I really need to let go? What do I really need to release? Okay, there are some issues with this physically here for this coming week. So those of you who want in-depth energy coaching tips, come to the Patreon channel. There I have preferred, you know, premium content for those who make a pledge to the transCODES channel here to support these energy tips, these public energy tips. And here I want to be with you and answer your questions. Okay, so what are some of the questions that you have here for this energy that you're feeling right now? Also share, you know, let me know how you are doing right now, okay? Is there anything that you cannot explain? I have a lot of people actually complaining about energetic buzz that they're feeling, the heart palpitations, issues with the digestive system, and also coughing. Giveaway is very special, so this will take a few minutes for you to do. So even if you logged in a little later, you may be able to still be one of the winners here. I'm giving away tickets or subscriptions to our energy training club. This is 30 days, unlimited energy sessions, workshops, and webinars here at transCODES. And I want you, and this is the task here, I want you to leave a review on the transCODES Facebook page. And the first 3 of you, this is a package, has a value of $900, will become free energy training club members here at transCODES. So no obligation, you get to participate in every session, every workshop, every webinar that we have, and you get to be in the part of all the live events that we have in 1 month. And if you're concerned about time zones or session times, you know, just go to the transCODES website. You see the calendar there, and that will help you to see when these sessions are. We have a really cool webinars coming up this weekend, and a conscious manifestation energy session on Sunday, followed by a really cool intensive next weekend, guys. For all of you who've ever, you know, wanted to learn more about energies, how to read your own energies and how to read other people's energies, this is the kind of intensive that you want to be in. All right, so okay, wonderful. Thank you for asking. How do I stay in the present moment awareness? Okay, this is a really good question, and I wish you guys would ask this question every week, okay, because there's nothing more important than that. The reason why we're not always in our present moment awareness is because we get distracted, either physically, emotionally, mentally, okay? And this has a lot to do with our ability to stay focused. I talked a little bit about this last week. Staying focused doesn't mean to constantly monitor your thoughts or constantly, you know, dwell on your own stuff. You know, no, it means that, you know, you have to like almost call yourself to order, you know, by seeing, am I thinking, you know, about the future? You know, am I thinking about my to-do list or all the stuff that I still need to do or blah, blah, blah? Or am I thinking about the past? What I haven't done? Why I didn't see this earlier? Why I haven't succeeded in this and this and this? This is being focused on the past or being focused on the future, okay? And this is basically what distracts you from being in the present. So typically the pain is located in the past, the fear is located in the future, and most of us unfortunately go by or are aligned to fear or pain. And this is why it's so difficult for us sometimes to stay in the present moment, okay? So if you want to learn new habits to stay in the present moment, then you have to ask yourself this question first. You know, like, what is, you know, where am I right now? Okay. And then if you feel like you're too distracted by the past or by the present, then make a conscious effort, you know, devote yourself to, like, you know, centering yourself. And the best way to do this is with the I am breathing that I already mentioned here at the beginning. Yes, and I'm starting to see a few hearts flying here. Okay, guys, if you haven't done so, please press the like button or even the heart button. It makes a wonderful hearts flying here over my screen. Unfortunately, I can't share this, but send me your hearts, send me your likes, guys. I'm gonna have to move on to recording the energy tips for all the Patreons and Heart Warriors. So if you're interested in working with transCODES or me personally, you know, please go check the website. And guys, don't forget to share this video. Thank you for coming. Check out the YouTube channel for transCODES. That's where I archive all these energy tips. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.